What is going on, guys? Today we have a super exciting guest. We're going to be talking all things TikTok Shop. I have Jada here with us today. She is an absolute killer when it comes to TikTok Shop. I've been following you on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, watching all the updates as you've been posting. I'm just going to recap some of the ones that I've seen. I think you have a video right now that's earned over $25,000 for you in commissions. It did like 120,000 plus for the brand. You just bought yourself a new car with your TikTok Shop money. You're doing like 5, 6, like multiple hundreds of dollars per day in just recurring commissions from older videos. A ton of really, really awesome things in the space. Jada, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mike?
I am doing amazing. So I want to start this off by I kind of just gave a little teaser of where you're at today and absolutely crushing it. But I actually want to rewind and hear a little bit more about how you got started with TikTok Shop. When did you get on to TikTok Shop? What did it look like for you in the beginning?
Yes. So I first started off as a UGC creator, creating content for brands. And that was just separate from TikTok Shop, completely different. And I started that about 2 years ago. And when I found out about TikTok Shop, I was like, okay, this is very lucrative. You can make a lot of money from this, and you don't have to do anything special with your content except for posting consistently. So what I did was I started in August. Posting TikTok Shop. And I would say when I first started out, I wasn't very consistent with posting. And I think that's what I learned to grow over time. So I haven't been doing TikTok Shop for very long. And that's what the beauty is and the gift, because it's like, you could start now and be making over 30K a month just alone from TikTok Shop. And yeah, that's how I started in August, and just I started being more consistent in November, and that's when I was posting around 2 videos a day and all targeting TikTok Shop products. And yeah, I was just posting consistently, and that's when my video blew up.
Oh my goodness. That is such a crazy journey to hear how quickly that can happen. So back in August, so it's only been a couple months, and the first few months you said you weren't taking it too seriously. November, you got serious, and you said you started posting twice a day. Is that right?
Twice a day.
Okay, so twice a day. And at that point, how many followers did you have on TikTok? Because I was looking at, I think you have 2 accounts, and both of them, it's not like you have millions of followers, right? You got a couple thousand. How big were your accounts? And can you talk about that, what that growth looked like?
Yeah, so when I got on TikTok Shop, it was because I already had an account with over 35K followers, and I had utilized that for TikTok Shop. And I wasn't able to use my other accounts with under 5K. So that's why I had the advantage. But you can also start TikTok Shop now without 5K followers, from what I've learned. And yeah, so I already had 35K followers, and right now it's at 39K because of all the growth and the amount of videos I've been creating every day and the amount of people it's been reaching. So yeah, I started off with a good amount of followers already, and that's why I was able to just skyrocket my success on TikTok Shop.
Yeah. And so what is cool now is pretty much anyone can get started, even with no followers, right? There's kind of all these workarounds for how you can get started with it. What I thought was pretty cool too, and I've seen you talk about this quite a bit, is how your page is kind of no niche, right? You kind of make content all over the place for all different products, and that typically goes against the grain with what you hear a lot of content creators say is pick a niche, pick a niche, pick a niche. But you went a different route, and you kind of say you're at a no niche creator. Can you talk about that a little bit and how you think about that? Hey, real quick, if you are interested in getting onto TikTok Shop, whether you're an existing content creator or you've never done content creation before, we have just launched our TikTok Shop Challenge. This is everything that you need to know about TikTok Shop, step-by-step tutorials, how to get started and how to start earning consistent commissions. If you want to join the challenge, I'm going to leave a link somewhere below. We have some crazy prizes in there too, like a free ticket to our 2024 in-person mastermind event. I'm super excited with this. I've really never seen an opportunity like TikTok Shop before, and I'm super excited to see you in there.
So I've always recommended to find your niche, and I mean, no one knows exactly what they want to create content for, who they want to create content for. So when I first started on TikTok Shop, I was, promoting a whole bunch of different products. And once I started focusing on furniture products, that's when I, started to realize, okay, I'm really good at selling furniture. So that's when I decided, okay, I should get more into furniture, start reaching out to more furniture brands and continue to build that. But when I say, don't start with a niche because you could blow up with any product as long as you know how to create good content and you know how to obviously consistently create content because that's the way to build success on TikTok.
Cool. So your strategy is, hey, don't start with a niche, just kind of do a bunch of different things, see what works for you. Once you find something that works, then double down in that direction. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. So what I want to kind of get into now is like, all right, let's put ourselves in like the viewer's shoes right now. Someone who maybe they have a little bit of experience in content creation, or like they're wanting to get into content creation. They're hearing about TikTok Shop. They're thinking about doing it. What would you say is kind of like the playbook, right? How would you tell this person in, in a couple of minutes, like, hey, here's what you got to do. You want to get on TikTok Shop? Here's the playbook.
I would definitely tell them straight off the bat. If you're not going to be consistent, don't even think about doing it. Because the only way you're able to make consistent sales on TikTok Shop is not only, posting consistently, but also reaching out to these sellers to let them know that, you've created content for their product. And if you would like to run ads on my product and you can expand that. And I think, if you're just starting out as a TikTok Shop creator, definitely double down on being consistent, post consistently, reach out to sellers, start gifted. Because in order to actually get all these products, you have to actually have some type of value. And that value is posting content for that product and that brand. And if you start to make sales for that brand, then you can build on that and, ask them if they would like to have your ad code. That way you can obviously build more what is it called? A commission. You can get more commission from doubling down on that. And I would say, yeah, start off gifted and then go to paid.
Okay, this is really cool because what you just said about the ad portion is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about right now, and I think it's very, very, very smart. I want to get there in a minute, but before we get there, I want to go back to what you're saying about reaching out to brands, right? So someone who's just starting, page is brand new. They go in, they see the marketplace, they see all the products. Like, should that person? Do you think they should just kind of order a couple products to start? Should they just start messaging these sellers? And then like, how would you recommend going about pitching them? Do you message them right through TikTok? Do you try to find them somewhere else? What's your strategy with that?
So I personally like to promote products that are already selling. So what I would do is I would look up TikTok Shop products on the keyword in TikTok and search through the products that people are selling. And if I see a product that I want to also promote, I would click on that product and message the seller within the app. So you don't have to find their contact information, their email. They literally have a section on TikTok where you can contact the seller, and majority of the time they always answer through TikTok Shop messaging because of course they want to promote their products. So I always recommend, you're just getting started, definitely do exactly that and find products that are already selling instead of selling products that haven't been sold or that have zero commission, because of course you can jump on a product that has high commission and also get some sales in that versus hopping on a product that has zero sales and you won't really get commission. So focus on products that already have high commission and then reach out to those sellers on the TikTok.
Yep, I completely agree. That's something that we've seen is super important, like picking a product that's already trending, because then what kind of happens is like, let's say you pick a product that's trending, it's already sold, 100,000 units. Now your video is getting shown to people who have probably already seen that product in other places, and now it's like it's not the first time they've seen this product; they've seen it a bunch, and they're like, okay, it's almost like a retargeting ad for them now, right? Your conversion is just going to be way higher with that. So yeah, I completely agree with you. And it's something too that's nice. you can see all that info right in the marketplace. You can sort by the best sellers. You see how many units. So TikTok makes it super, super easy for you. Now, I want to go back to what you said about getting the getting the brands to run the ads on your video, because that's something that you don't really hear anybody talking about. Sounds like it is something that is super lucrative. So I want to hear a little bit more about how you have dealt with that. Is that something where you just make a video, it does really well, you reach out to the brand and you say, hey, you guys should run some ads on this. Here's the ad code. Is that kind of how that communication typically goes?
Yeah, so I would say it can go two different ways. It could go where you can immediately pitch the brand and let them know that you're a content creator and that you would love to create, promotions for their product, and ask them if they do promotions. And if they say yes, they do promotions, then go ahead and ask them, hey, I would like to work with you. They'll send you the product, and they'll already know that you're doing promotion. So you just send them the ad code whenever your video is posted. So that's one way. And then another way is, if you are already selling a product and the brand doesn't know that you're selling really good on their product, you could reach out to them, let them know, and ask them if they'd be interested in getting your ad code to promote it even further. And both of these ways have been successful for me. And I would say the most successful way you can go about TikTok Shop is doing ads, is letting the brand run ads on your account, because that's how you can get a boost in views, a boost in, shareability, whatever. It's all about the ads, in my opinion.
Wow, that's a super interesting strategy. And so for everyone that's listening, just to like kind of explain this one level deeper, it's basically like, your video on TikTok still has the TikTok Shop link in it, and you still get whatever that commission is, but now the brand is paying for that video to be seen more. So you don't have to do any extra work. It's literally like the brand is paying to boost your video. You're still collecting those commissions. So really, really smart strategy that I don't think I've heard anybody talk about that. So that's genius. And that's really cool that that's been working for you really well. Are they running ads on the one video that has what's it, like 8 million views or something right now? Is that a video they're running ads on for you?
Yeah, so that brand I currently work with long term because of that video. Before that video went viral, I created multiple videos on that same product, and those videos did not go viral. So that's why I say to be consistent in posting multiple variations, be consistent in giving the ad code to the brand so they can continue to test out different variations. And yeah, that's what happened. So one variation did really, really well. They put ads behind it and it just blew up, made me 30K for one video. That continues to still make me money till this day.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool. And like, what's even cooler is like, that's just one video. Like you can keep doing that and it's just gonna like stack, you know what I mean? So now I think you said you're making like $500 a day from this one video. Like, okay, you get a couple more of them. And now next thing you know, you're making $1,000, $2,000 a day. And it's just like this recurring process as long as
Yeah, that's why I love TikTok Shop. I feel like it's so lucrative for creators if they really took it seriously and started doubling down on those videos and getting consistent on it.
Okay, so outside of just consistency, right? Let's say there's, creator, they hop on, they're making videos, they're being consistent every single day. They're not seeing as much traction as they would like. Do you have any tips in terms of like what types of styles of videos you've seen do really well, or something that like you've been focusing on that you've noticed that led to a huge improvement outside of just being consistent?
Yes. So majority of the creators that I know who just started out on TikTok Shop don't really focus on a strategy. They don't focus on, okay, how can I make my video go viral? They just post an organic video and expect it to go viral. But what I do is I do strategically creating, oh my God, I can't speak. I do it in a way that I do my research on that product. So if I'm selling dresser, I will look up dresser on TikTok, and whatever videos I see have gone viral, I will recreate those videos, and I will use similar hooks, and I will use similar CTAs. And that really is what made my video go viral. And I'm just spilling the tea. That's what made my video go viral. I did not just come up the bat, okay, I need to make a video on this dresser. No, I did strategic researching on what made that go viral and why did it make so many sales as it already has been making sales. That's the whole point. So I would focus on researching, being strategic on your posting, and not just posting anything. Post, content that's already selling. So
That's so
that would be my.
that's such a great, yeah, such a great insight. I'm curious now that you've got like a ton of traction on your account. I'm curious, what do your inbounds look like? Like, I'm sure you're getting a ton of brands that are hitting you up now. That's probably going crazy. Are your like the style of deals a little different now? Whereas, like you said, beginning do some gifted deals. Now, are you getting a bunch of like paid opportunities where they're going to pay you plus you get commissions? Like, how has that shifted over time, the structure of these deals and how you're working with the brand?
So on TikTok Shop, you can actually, there's a feature where you can show the brands. So if they reach out to you, they'll see how much money you made for another brand. So once you start picking up sales, brands will notice that on your TikTok Shop and they will start reaching out. And trust me, there's a ton of opportunities. There's so many brands that need your help on TikTok Shop. But there's also scams. So you have to be aware of that. So I would say now I do charge because I have the value I can bring. I know what I'm doing. And, before I didn't. So, of course, I accepted any product. But now I'm very strategic and I focus on brands that I actually want to work with. I don't just work with any brands now. I focus on brands that, like I said, are in the furniture niche or in the home niche because that's what I sell the most of. So I would focus on, like, reaching out to those brands and communicating with brands that you actually want to work with and don't focus on brands that you're not even interested in because then how are you going to create quality content. And of course I only focus on working with brands that have products that are already selling. So if they do not have products that are already selling, I would not even work with them because I don't have the time anymore. There's so many brands that need help.
That's awesome. So there's something that you mentioned in there that I want to get to in terms of like, one, the scams, and two, I kind of want to get into like what to watch out for, what to not do on TikTok Shop, getting violations, because we've seen people have some issues with that. But before I get there, I want to go one step deeper into like the types of deals you're doing now. So let's say, furniture brand reaches out to you, checks all the boxes. It's like, oh, I want this couch or whatever it is. They're selling a lot. What's your like ideal package or ideal structure? Are you're working out maybe like, hey, they send you the product and they're going to pay you, I don't know, $2,000 and you're going to make 5 videos for them. Like, what's like, if someone came to you right now, cool product that you want, it's a trending product, what are you offering them in terms of a package? Like, what's kind of your go-to plan right now?
Gotcha. So my plan right now is to have 8 clients that are paying me around 400 per client. And that's just my personal, wants, my needs. And, you could switch up your bundles and stuff, but I do 3 videos for 400. I also encourage them to, run ads on my video. So I would say, like it's around 400 for 3 videos. That's what I offer, but you can also offer bigger packages. And if the brand continues, they see value in my work, they will continue to work with me and I'll continue to work with them just like I've done with the video that went viral. I continue to work with this brand. They sent me multiple products and I continue to let them know like, hey, we're in this for the long term. I got you. I'm gonna continue to sell your product. So that's what I really do. I make sure I give them a bundle. I bring my value and then I let them know exactly what I'll be creating. And then, we just go from there. And it's basically seamlessly, it's easy because they already know what they're getting and there's not much communication. I just let them know ahead of time, I only work on paid collaborations at the moment and I let them know my value, how much, what I can bring to the table. And then I let them know the bundle that I can give to them. And most of the time they always agree because they see the value I can bring.
Yeah.
So.
And what's really cool about the TikTok Shop model as well is when you think more kind of like the classic like UGC model, you think 3 videos for $400. It's not that much, right? I would kind of think that's kind of like on the lower end deal. But what's cool about this is you're making your money there. That's kind of just like how you get your foot in the door with these brands. Like you said, you made $30,000 the last month. And that's coming from the commissions, right? So you're making money on the front end with just partnering with these brands. But then what you're really going for is the video that gets 1 million views. They start putting ad spend behind it. And now that video itself is doing 20 grand a month for you. So it's like,
Exactly.
it's like the old UGC model, with now like the commission structure attached to it. And like TikTok is just blowing these videos up. So it's such a cool model. And what's awesome is it's like, I think it's super beginner friendly right now too. Like, I'm seeing people that are new to content creation, like hop in and have success with it. So yeah, it's a super exciting time.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing. I think it's so good for creators, and I feel like UGC creators need to hop on TikTok.
We've really been pushing people and really encouraging people like, hey, like this is what you need to be focusing on right now.
Yeah.
I want to get into something you mentioned earlier about like you got to watch out for the scams. So I want to hear what your thoughts are on like the scams, what you're seeing there, and then I want to get into we'll call them like violations and what to watch out for, what you can't do on TikTok Shop, because I have noticed they've been getting more and more strict. I don't know if you've ever had any violations on your account. I've seen them before on like personal accounts that I'm running. We've seen them with people in our community, and it's something that it'll really kill your momentum because TikTok even announces that like, hey, when you get these violations, they throttle your traffic. So I want to hear from you your kind of what you're seeing in terms of like the scams that are out there, and also what to watch out for, what creators can't do on TikTok Shop.
Gotcha. Yes. So with the scams, there's a lot of brands that do not have any brand identity. They will reach out to you with absolutely nothing else, random products on their TikTok shop. They don't have a brand identity, don't have a picture of, the icon for their brand. It's a random person. They reach out with a random name. They don't have any clear brand identity. I think that's the most important thing. When they actually have their website, they introduce their website, and they also introduce the products that they're selling on TikTok Shop. They give you the links to the product. If they are not doing these things, then it is most of the time a scam, and I do not reach out back out to these type of brands. So I would focus on brands that have their brand in their name, in their email, and also they send you their brand name, send you the link to the products that they want you to sell. Say, for instance, they send you a screenshot of the product. How do you know if that product's even making sales if you can't even click on it and see if you really want to work with this product, are they making sales? So I think that's always important. And also on TikTok Shop, that's for emails. On TikTok Shop, brands would also have random names, and they would have random products in their store. You don't want to work with a brand that doesn't have a cohesive brand identity. So if they're selling furniture, they should only be selling furniture and not bodysuits. So I feel like that's sometimes what these sellers are doing, and they're reaching out to you because they have fake products, and you can get a violation for that. So you have to pay attention to the products that are actually making sales, pay attention to the brands who are actually the brand themselves and not some random person. And yeah, that's how you can also avoid violation, because you don't want to promote. I remember some girl, she was promoting the wrong bottle of Stanley, and she got violated for that. And even though it wasn't her fault, she didn't know that the product was wrong. It's still an eye opener. Like, you have to keep aware of those type of things. And for violation, you want to make sure that you're not using the same hook in the same video. So say, for instance, if you make one video for a furniture brand, do not use that same hook for the next video, because that will be flagged. TikTok doesn't like when you use the same variations of videos that you've already created. So make sure that if you're going to create different variations, make sure you have new clips and do not reuse old ones. And if you do reuse old ones, don't make it the exact same video. Make sure that you switch it up in different ways, as well as your voiceover. Whatever you do, just do not make sure that your videos are not the exact same, because then TikTok will flag you. So make sure your hooks aren't the same. Make sure your video clips are not the same. Just switch them around to change up the variation. But yeah, I've heard a lot of creators get violations for that. I personally haven't got a violation yet. So that's the only violation I've heard of, as well as the one where you promote the wrong product. So far, those are the only violations that I have heard of. But I do know that maybe mentioning Amazon as well could be an issue. But if you are through an agency, they could help you with that. But if you're not through an agency, maybe do not mention Amazon into your TikTok Shop videos. And that's basically it. Just make sure you're promoting the right products, and make sure that you're not using the same videos for each and every product that you, or yeah, just don't have the same hooks and stuff and
Yeah.
variation.
Yeah, great advice. And I'm gonna piggyback on that and add a couple other ones. So to your point, like any repurposing or reposting, like you will get flagged super quick, right? So like if you have a video that crushes it, like you can just recreate that video, but don't use any of the same clips or anything
Yep.
like that because they will flag you for that. Another big one is, and I'm looking at some of them right now. TikTok calls it misleading content. So if you're ever like kind of lying about the product, or like there's this part of like marketing and sales where like people tend to like exaggerate a little bit, but you can only take that so far, right? So if you like if you just start lying about the product, like you're going to get flagged. So you have to be like very truthful and like honest in your reviews or when you're showing the product, because that's another one that TikTok will flag you for. So those are basically the big ones that I've seen.
Yeah, I would say those are the top three that you will have to stay away from. I don't know any other like smaller ones, but yeah, just don't do those things and you should be perfectly fine.
One other question I have for you. I'm curious if you're doing anything with going live on TikTok, or if you have heard anything about it. It's something that we've seen quite a bit. Some creators that are just crushing it going live and like linking to a product there. Curious if that's part of your strategy at all, or if you've seen anything with that.
I haven't personally. I do know that you can go live and also promote products that way, but I haven't tried it myself, nor have seen any success from it. I personally just don't like to go on live and talk because I have like so many things. I'm just busy. I can't go on for like hours and like promote a product. But if that's what you want to do, yeah, I think it's definitely lucrative. You could definitely make even more money from doing that.
All right, so Jada, this was awesome, super informative. I also think this is like very inspiring for someone who, yeah, they're just like excited. They want to get into this content creation world. We've been really pushing all of our creators to get on TikTok Shop. Where can creators find more about you? I know you're in the process of launching a TikTok Shop guide right now. If you want to plug what you're doing and your socials too, where can people go find more about you?
So I will be posting my guide across all of my social media platforms, but you could definitely find it on my Twitter at Content by Jada, just Content by Jada, and Jaida in case you needed to spell it correctly. But yeah, I'll be posting my guide at the end of January, and it will include all of that we talked about, including even more things that I recommend. I'm including a lot of pitching templates for scenarios. I'm including video tutorials for editing. I'm including social media growth tips, and I'm including video, everything that you need to get started on TikTok Shop, tutorials, everything to help you get started. So that's
Love
what
it.
we.
Love it, love it, love it. Guys, definitely go check that out. Go give her a follow. She's also dropping a ton of value on across all of the socials. Jada, any final closing thoughts, closing remarks, any last words that you want to give of encouragement to someone who is a little bit newer on this journey, looking to take the jump? They're interested in getting on TikTok Shop. Any final words?
Yes, I would say if you are just starting out, um, know that I started in August and it didn't take me long at all to start making money on TikTok Shop versus being a UGC creator for 2 years. So that right there should tell you how good TikTok Shop is. And as a creator that I've been, the longevity that I've been a creator, I can tell that TikTok Shop is the most easiest way to make money, the most passive way to make money, and it's simple for us creators. So definitely get on it if you are a new creator and do not miss the opportunity. Start now while you can. And yeah, and cheers to growth.
Love it. Jada, thank you so much. This was an incredible interview. Hope you guys are watching it right now got a ton of value out of this, and we'll see you guys in the next video.